Next 30 minutes, you will strengthen your core. What's up? I'm Preston. This is 30 minutes of abs and core with some Pilates thrown in. Let's get started with the warm-up. I love starting this routine with cat and cow because it warms up everything we're using today. So from all fours, exhale, round your back, push the mat away for the cat. Inhale, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. We'll do one more cat. Push the mat away, really round the back here. Then inhale, drop the stomach, really arch the back here, look up. Nice work. Let's also stretch out the torso, the upper back. And we could do that by the world's greatest stretch, they call it. So let's take our left hand, reach it up towards the sky, look up at that left hand, then thread it underneath the right armpit, letting your left shoulder rest on the mat. Walk your right hand forward, almost tip over your water glass. All of the weight is on your left shoulder, and you're just chilling, taking some deep breaths here. And let's walk our right hand back to center, come back up to all fours. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So right hand, right arm up to the sky, twist open, look at your right hand. Then thread your right hand underneath your left armpit. Right shoulder rests on the mat. You walk your left hand forward. Couple of breaths here. Then let's come back to center. Let's stretch out our inner thighs, our hips real quick. And while we do that, I'll talk to you about what we're doing today. So let's do a butterfly stretch so the soles of our feet are together. We sit up nice and tall, and we just kind of grab the tops of our toes and reach forward. So we start each routine with a plank, and we end each routine with a plank. Every time we do a plank on the channel, we add on an extra second. In between those exercises, we'll do a whole bunch of abs and core work. You'll just need a mat and some water. Get the Instagram live going. Let's get ready for that first plank. Flip it on over. Plank for 1 minute and 19 seconds. You step your left foot back, your right foot back. You're in that straight arm forward plank. Good plank form checklist. You're squeezing your abs. Just imagine if someone were to punch you in the stomach that they would break their fist, break their wrist. You also want to squeeze your butt. So if someone were to punch you in the butt, they would also break their hand. You have your toes curled under. Your butt is in line with your shoulders. You're looking down at the mat, maybe slightly retract your shoulder blades. Nice firm core. Only 25 more seconds. We're doing a plank for 1 minute and 19 seconds. And then at the end of the routine, we do a plank for 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then the next time you see me, we'll be doing it for 1 minute and 21 seconds. Less than 10 seconds here. After this is over, we'll sit back into a quick child's pose and get into those other exercises. Let's do a quick child's pose for a few seconds. Nice work. First exercise, cherry pickers. You lying down, lower back on the mat, legs glued together, reaching up towards the sky. And we're going to imagine we had some cherries growing from our toes, and we need to crunch up, reach for those cherries, And if you grab any cherries, Feel free to eat the cherries that have been growing from your feet. 10 more seconds. Just small little crunches, lower back in the mat. Crunching up using your abs, not your neck. Transition, single, raised, straight leg crunch with a toe reach. So we'll do half on one side, half on the other. Right leg up to the sky. And we're just going to reach for our toes. It's kind of what we were doing with the cherry pickers, but we have the left leg either on the mat or hovering just a few inches. Let's switch other leg. So right leg down, left leg up, nice and straight. Abs into the mat, and we reach for those toes. Maybe you can reach higher than me. Again, you just want to really keep your lower back on the mat and have small little crunches happening from your abs. My abs are already sore, and we're only in the third exercise. Beast knee taps, breakdance. So we start from all fours, lift the knees up just a couple of inches, tap right hand to left knee, left hand to right knee, and then we're going to open up side plank, breakdance, just like that. Back to beast. Do a couple of knee taps, and then we open up to the other side, holding that beast position. We twist open to one side, other leg comes out, arm up to the sky. Can you do it nice, slow, and controlled? You don't want to wobble. You don't want to go fast, just slow and controlled. X ups, up next. We lie on down, we make an X with our body, and then we reach right arm to left leg as we come up and slowly back down. Nice big X, left hand, right foot. To make this more challenging, you could keep your arms and legs off the ground the entire time. The goal here is to really be able to come up, reach for those limbs, and then hold it for a second, and then slowly roll it down. So either feet and legs on the mat or off the mat. You do it slow and controlled. And we are done with that. Criss cross. Bring our legs in the tabletop. Hands behind the head, elbows nice and wide. Right leg extends out 45 degrees, then right armpit comes to left knee. Then back to center, and then you switch your legs, left leg nice and long, left armpit to right knee. And we're just alternating, nice and slow. Try and reach that reaching leg all the way to your wall. Maybe hold it in each twist. The object is to get your armpit to the knee. The object is to raise your shoulder just a little bit off the mat. Nice work. Next exercise, calisthenics. It is a frog stand. So let's come to a sumo squat. Feet kind of turned out. Lock your elbows into your knees. Shift your weight forward. And then you lift off. Back feet off the mat. Show you from the side view here. Elbows into knees. Shift your weight forward. Feet hover off the mat. And you just hold it here. If you lose your balance, just take a second, regroup, and try again. Nice work. Tempo sit-up with an arm raise. So we're going to do some fast sit-ups with our arms raised up. So your feet are on the mat, your knees are bent, arms up to the sky. We sit up, keep the arms raised the entire time. As you sit up, And as you roll down, try and have each vertebrae touch the mat. And as you roll up, feel each vertebrae lifting off the mat. Moving my mat so I don't crash my head into my couch. Either feet on the mat or heels on the mat. Whatever works for you. Try and keep those arms nice and long the entire time. These are tempo sit-ups, so try and go as fast as you can while maintaining good form. Wood chops. Let's come to the center of our mat. Sit in a nice cross-legged position. And we're going to hands at prayer position, chop to one side, but really twist as much as you can. And then chop to the other side. Follow your hands with your eyes. You should be looking behind you when you do this. Side view. As I chop, I follow my hands with my eyes and I look behind me pretty much. You want to wring out your waist, oblique muscle activation. 5 more seconds, then we do something else. All right, up next is a tuck up. So either from laying out long or knees slightly bent, we sit up, we tuck our knees into our chest, and then we lower ourselves back down, sit up, tuck knees to chest, maybe elbows touch the knees. Try and get those knees really into your chest, and then slowly roll it down. Always go at your own pace, but for these core exercises, generally slower is better. Generally feeling the muscles activate is what you want. You just don't want to be using momentum. You want to be using those muscles. Slow mountain climbers. Just like I said before, most of these are done best slowly. Slow and control. Let's come to a a straight arm plank. And then we just slowly drive our knees in. And we want to focus on maintaining that good plank form and using our abs to drive our knees into our chest or towards our wrists. Maybe you could do opposite elbow, opposite knee. A little oblique action there. Or just straight in. 10 more seconds. Nice and slow. Excellent work. Flutter kicks are up next. So we lie on down. Legs just a few inches off the mat. Hands down by your sides. Legs are glued together just a few inches off your mat. Small little flutter kicks here. Make sure your lower back is completely in contact with the mat. If it's not, try and raise your legs a little bit. You want to make sure that your lower back is on the mat so your abs are forced to keep your legs lifted and moving. Versus if you had an arch in your back, it'd be more like quad focused. You want your abs to do all the work today. Ukrainian twists, much better than the Russian twists, I always say. Side view here. Lean back until you're about to tip over. Legs on the mat or off the mat, or feet on the mat or off the mat. We do those wood chops that we were doing earlier, but this time we're leaning back. This time we're trying to get the elbows as close to the mat as possible. We're still following our hands with our eyes. We are still wringing out the torso. You could also put your feet down here. The object is to create minimal rotation or rotation with your legs. Everything wants to be rotating out of your torso. Scissor kicks. Lie on down, hands next to your side. Raise your legs up to the sky, both legs together, lower leg, one leg down, just a few inches off the mat, and then we'll scissor our legs slowly. Try and straighten your legs as much as you can. Think about reaching your toes towards the front wall instead of trying to reach your toes up to the ceiling. You want to focus on extending your legs forward instead of extending your legs up. Let's pick up our scissor pace a little bit. Nice work. Bicycle. Same idea, lower back still on the mat, we're lying down. Hands next to our side, legs up to the sky, and we're going to bicycle, big circles, slow, controlled. Ensure that one leg has finished its circle before you kind of start the other one. And then let's reverse the circle. Biggest bicycle of your life, going in reverse this time. Again, you try and reach forward instead of thinking of reaching up. Nice work. Butterfly crunches. So, same position. We did the butterfly stretch earlier, so our soles of our feet are together, knees nice and wide, hands behind our head, elbows nice and wide. We're just going to do little crunches while our legs are in a butterfly position. So front view looks like this. Just small little crunches. Abs are doing the work. The head is just resting in the hands. The elbows are nice and wide. And your core is doing all the work. Superman up next. What a view that was. I could just see it now on my screen. Interesting perspective on that butterfly crunch. Superman. You lie on the mat, push your pelvis down, scoop your abs up, try and take that arch out of your back, glue your legs together, raise them off the mat a few inches, arms reach forward, and we just hold this here. I have a couch. I'm going to turn on the diagonal a little bit so I could reach, pushing my pelvis down, scooping my abs up. Legs are tight and reaching behind me. Arms are extended out in front of me, trying to reach that side wall. Dead bug, otherwise known as reversed bird dog. Come down to the mat. Lower back on the mat, legs in the tabletop, arms up to the sky. As you extend your right leg forward, your left arm goes back. And you hold that for a second. Then you come back, switch. Right arm back, left leg forward. And you just keep switching, stopping briefly at the center or at the beginning. Again, you really want to reach back with your arm and forward with your leg. Your lower back is always on the mat. If it comes off the mat, try and maybe not lower your leg as close to the ground. Pelvic lift. Stay down there. Feet on the mat. Legs hip distance apart. Hands on the mat. Nice big deep breath in. And on the exhale, peel your pelvis up as high as you can go. And then hold it there for a second. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Each vertebrae of your spine touches the mat. And then when your hips touch the mat, you tuck your pelvis again. Lift each vertebrae up, get to the top, hold it for a second, take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Friendly reminder, if you want to chat with me, just open up that chat box on your favorite app and say hi. I should see it. What's next? X ups to tuck. How will we do this? Okay, so we will do one X up and then one tuck. So we did both of these earlier. Now we're just kind of taking both movements and putting them together. So one X up, one tuck. The X up, you take opposite hand to opposite leg, and then for the tuck, you drive your knees into your chest, maybe your elbows touch, and then back down. Nice work. What's up next? Body saw. We flip over, we go into a forearm plank, and then we saw our body back and forth. So your shoulders, your elbows are slightly forward of your shoulders. Maybe legs are glued together, toes are curled under. You firm your abs, squeeze your butt. Nice straight plank from your butt to your shoulders. And you're using your abs, you're using your forearms and your toes to propel yourself forward and backward. Excellent work. Teaser preparation, or you could do the full teaser. I'm not there yet. Come to seated. Come to seated. Try and bring your legs into tabletop. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe bring your arms next to your ears. You do as much as you can here without falling over. Maybe straighten your legs as much as you can. And then let's bring our arms around, scoop our hands behind our thighs back to center. Let's try and get there in one movement this time. Arms up next to your ears, legs glued together, and then scoop around, bring everything in. One more time. Right back in. Seal time, so we can stay seated nice and tall. Hands come on the inside of your legs, wrap around and grab your ankles. You bring, let me move forward. You bring your legs to tabletop, or your feet to tabletop. Tap your heels together 3 times. Roll back, hold, tap 3 times. Roll forward, keep that balance, tap 3 times. Roll back, keep that balance. No neck on the mat, tap 3 times, roll forward, roll back. Try and tap if you can't. You don't have to tap. Inhale on the way back, exhale on the way forward. I was in a weird position there, like where the carpet meets the floor. It was hard to keep my balance and roll around properly. Neck pull. My most hated Pilates exercise, or one of them. So let's start sitting up nice and tall, hands behind the neck, and let's roll down with our elbows nice and wide, vertebrae by vertebrae, until we're back down on the mat. And then from lying, we gently pull on our neck, just gently, and try and roll up without using any momentum. And then maybe reach forward. Head falls. Sit up nice and tall, elbows nice and wide. We'll roll back once more. And then let's roll forward once more. I still need to use quite a bit of momentum for that because my core is not that strong. That's why I do this jackknife. So we lie down, hands behind us, legs in front of us, legs glued together. We come up, jackknife, back down. You don't have to come up as tall as I did. You could do little crunches like this, back down, or you can come up and try and do a more teaser-like jackknife. So either just head, neck, shoulders off the mat, or full torso off the mat, legs as straight as possible, or mix them up like I'm doing. Nice work. Nice work. Nice work. Oh, look at that. We are in our last plank, our last exercise. Plank for 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let's get right into it. Step your feet back, hip distance apart or legs together. Curl your toes under, firm your abs, firm your butt, look down at the mat. Keep breathing. Remember, you really want to engage every muscle that you can think of. You want your hips in line with your shoulders or slightly below your shoulders. You don't want your hips up to the sky like this, because then you're not using your abs at all. You want either slightly diagonal line or perfect line from your hips to your shoulders. 20 more seconds here, then we go right into that cool down. We'll start the cool down off with another child's pose. Last 10 seconds. Nice work. That is it. Let's just shift our weight back to a child's pose. Walk your hand to one side of the mat. Child's pose with a little side body stretch. Then let's walk our hands over to the other side of the mat. Nice work today. And let's come to all fours. We'll do some cat and cow movements. So push the mat away around the back for the cat. Then inhale, drop the stomach, look up for the cow. We'll do one more cat. One more cow. We'll do a high cobra, so you walk your hands to the front of the mat. Exhale as you drop your pelvis, squeeze your butt, look up. Maybe come up off of your legs, maybe twist side to side. Nice work. Back to all fours. Let's do a downward facing dog. So from all fours, you lift your hips up to the sky. Pedal your feet out one at a time. Maybe lift both heels up. And then maybe press both heels down. Let's come back down to the mat. We will end with a side body stretch. Actually, let's do a couple of wrist rolls since we were on our wrists quite a bit. Just roll your wrists around in opposite directions, whatever you want to do here. And then now let's do a side body stretch. Reach your arms up. Right hand falls to the mat, then right forearm. Then you lean over to the right, maybe look at your left hand up there. Nice work. Come back to center. Deep breath in, arms up to the sky. Left hand, left forearm. Lean to the left, maybe look up to the right. Come back up to center. We'll take one big deep breath. And exhale. And that's it. Great job. That was 30 minutes of abs and core with a lot of Pilates moves thrown in. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like the video, please watch one of the hundreds of other videos on the channel. We do a different style, a different format of exercise every day, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, every weekday. I hope to see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.